All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and make these crusts right quick. This is going to have to be a two-parter, though, because you have to make them, and then they have to set up for those of you that don't bake. So we will see how this all turns out. We're going to make pie crusts, get them set up, put them in the refrigerator, and then the rolls. So get that done. Hey, everybody popping in, whoever's here. Whichever one of you lurk or lose is here. Let's see. Probably should put this on. Hey, Marcy. All right. Did I put it on? All right. Okay. What you up to, Marcy? This won't take long. Hey, Woodrake, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing okay. Hey, Brianna. Oh, really? You don't like to cook? Hey, Rockabit. The legging link. Hold on, Marcy. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I'll post it for you. I will post it for you. Leggings. Copy. Hold on. Give me 1 moment. I will do that for you. Oh, get out of here. KT. You get flour everywhere. I get flour. I dumped flour on my foot already today. So that's just the nature of the beast. Oh, I don't know if this is going to show. It should show. Let me know if you can see that. Hold on, y'all. Just a second. I got to get him out of my hair for a minute. I got to get him situated, and then we'll get this done. We'll do the pie crust first. I got my apples already cut. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, kiddo, I'm live. So if you need something from this point on, be over here, you need to say something to one of us, okay? Okay, thank you. Got to remind her that I'm live so she doesn't come strolling across the kitchen, but they are occupied, so. Hey, Denise. Can you see that link? Hey, T. All right. So we'll start with pie crust. So I'll push this back. Okay. First thing I'm going to do. So there's 2 different pie crusts I use. So butter only pie crust. One thing I have to say about those is they tend to slip in your dish when you're baking them. If you're doing a filled pie, butter only, they do slip. So it's kind of a pain in the ass, but I like them for apple pies, for filled pies, because they tend to keep their shape still. But filled pies, I like a mixed, which is shortening and butter. So what we're doing today is 2.5 cups of flour. And I cannot find my dough hook. I don't know where I freaking put it, but I'm going to have to buy me a new one. So we're going to improvise and use my potato masher. It'll work. So we'll start with our flour. And if you don't have a bucket of flour like this, do you even really bake? How many of you have buckets of flour like this? I'm sure there's a few of you. So it's 2.5 cups of flour. And we'll keep this out because I need 6 cups of it for. Oh, mouth pain is so terrible. Hey, anybody, if I missed you, pop it in. Okay, now we need 1 teaspoon of salt. So 1 half. There's 2. Okay. And just regular salt. Hey, Beaverhausen. Good to see you. What you guys up to? We can talk about whatever you guys want to. 3/4 of a cup of shortening. Now, a lot of people, the one trick with pies is a lot of people say they refrigerate their shortening. It works to do that, to cool your ingredients, but mine was not, so we're just going to go with it. We improvise over here. Okay, we'll just do 3 of these. This will work. When in doubt. There it is. I'm going to do, I can't find my 3/4. Oh, I guess I could have gotten the big one out. Oh, well. Oh, well, this will work just as well. Anybody traveling today? What are you guys up to? I'm sure some of you are baking and getting everything prepped for tomorrow. So this is 3/4 of a cup of shortening is what it'll be. Hey, Shop. Hey, Vic. Your kitchen is a mess right now. No, I just started, Shop. Just started. The only thing we have in here is, so this is a mixed pie crust, meaning butter and shortening. So a lot of people use butter only pie crust, and which they work wonderfully for like apple pies, things like that, 2 crust pies. But for filled pies, I prefer shortening and butter. The consistency stays better. So I have 2 different variations of pie crust that I use. And I actually have, hold on, I'll show you guys. I did my butter for my apple pie already. So these are butter only crusts that are setting up in the fridge to cool. I just got to roll these out shortly. And then, yes, my apples are turning brown, but it doesn't matter. Then I cut my apples for the inside of it. So that's ready to go. Okay, so we got the shortening in. So far it's flour, salt, shortening. And now we're going to use my butter. Put this back. We'll do the dinner rolls and the pie crust right now. Hey, Revival. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Luttons. Oh, thank you. Is it Lutons? Thanksgiving with the grands. That's great. Oh, nieces and nephews. Games that'll keep them entertained. Hey, Sheila. Okay, now 6 tablespoons of butter, which is, they're almost a full stick, but not quite. Minus 2 tablespoons. So we're going to do this. Cut that open. Butter. And I usually like to chunk it into smaller. It makes a mess. No matter which way you do it, you've got to mix it in. So then there's a little bit left, which is fine. It'll set to the side. I really wonder where my pastry hook went. Oh, Revival, I found something I wanted to show you. Hey, Am. Revival, look what I found. I found my mom's old canning book. Y'all, this thing's older than I am. It was published in, let's see. Oh, gosh. 1975 is the last date on here. Copyright 52, 53, 55, 58, 65, 69, 71, 72, 74. It's the old Kerr. Isn't that crazy? Hey, Stitching. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Bama. Isn't that cool, though? It's like the old school. Oh, and it's got her little side notes in here. Honor Canyon. Hey, Zoya. I was cracking up, though, because, yeah. Anyways, I was looking for my dough hook, and I cannot find it. Okay, now I need cold water. So half a cup of ice water. So I take water right from the fridge. I add an ice cube or 4. I need one of the setups that you guys can see. So half a cup with a little bit of ice in it, so it's not quite a half cup because we'll water down. So there's that. Okay, so all that's in here, flour, salt, shortening, and butter. This is the mixed one. The other one, you just use straight butter. And because I can't find my pastry hook, I'm using my potato masher. I had to take my ring off too because you end up mixing these with your hands a lot. So we're going to cut it up. Get it all cut up. Oh, yes. Nikki, do you have a Better Homes and Gardens one? I have one of those too. Revival, I was laughing. I was like, wow, I can't believe I have. And I have more of her stuff too. I'll have to bring it out. Every time I get in to try and find some of my cooking stuff, I find something else. I'm like, oh, it was probably my grandma's at one point in time. My mom was actually born in 52. So you start mixing it so it starts looking chunky. Somebody asked, can you use your mixer for pie crust? You can. I don't suggest it though. It's not something I like for pie crust. We are going to use it for the dinner rolls though. Sorry, I'm not paying attention very much. This is pie crust, Littons. Hey, wishful thinking. Thank you so much. I know, I got to get... My turkey is in the fridge. It'll go out tonight. My ham's ready to go. I got my sweet potatoes that I'll make into candied sweet potatoes. Green bean casserole my mother-in-law is bringing. I'll do my potatoes in the morning. We're going to do the rolls and let them rise. It takes 90 minutes for them to rise. And then it's like 2.5 hours altogether. So I'll do those. I'll mix them up with you guys on live. And then maybe I'll come back this evening when I fill my pie crust and put the rolls in so you guys can see what they look like. Otherwise, we'd be here for like 6 hours. Yes, pie crust, homemade pie crust. There's a couple different options. Just try to get it as much as possible. Okay, now, and I'm flying flour everywhere. And that's Bella. She's got to be loud. She's always so loud. Okay. So set the pastry hook over to the side. Now I'm going to add a little water. Hey, Heartland. I love Crisco. Yeah, pie crust. They don't slip as bad as butter. Butter only. Oh, Am, I'll text you when I'm done. And super simple. Both super simple. Do you like the candied sweet potatoes with marshmallows on the top? Is that the one you like? Yes, that's what I'm going to do too. We're going to make yeast rolls when we're done. So it's all kind of just crumbly. Then we're going to add a little bit of water. Just a little at a time though, because it helps mix better. I put my ring. Oh, it's in the windowsill. Babe, don't let me forget where I put that.
Okay.
Okay. Kyle's home. So he's sitting over here. Oh, you've never had him? Okay. Ooh. Yeah, super easy. Super easy. Green bean casserole is super easy too. Cream of mushroom, green beans, seasoning, a little bit of milk, fried onion topper. Pretty much all it is to it. Some people put cheese in theirs. I'm not a cheese fan at all in green bean casserole. I think it's gross. I'm not a big cheese person like that though either. So as you add the water, it starts to form. Oh, happy life. Yeah. This is where we do all things goofy. This is just my screw around channel. It's been my drama channel lately because, well, people seem to be ridiculous these days. But this is my channel that I do whatever the hell I want to, whenever I want to, mostly cooking, BS with Kyle and I. This is just my anything goes. Yeah, I don't like cheese in them either. Yeah, I'll text you. I'll text you an easy recipe for that. Normally you use a pastry hook for this too. But when you're like me and you can't find it, you just go with what you got. And that's a potato masher. So it starts to form a ball. Of course. Oh, you don't see? I know. I'm excited because Kenzie is going to get into cooking. I actually pulled out. Hold on. My hands are gross, but I also have one of these kids cooking cookbooks, and it's got kids recipes in it. Like very simple stuff for them. But it's fun for them. I'll have to find my Better Homes and Gardens. I have a 1970s Better Homes and Gardens book too. Better Homes and Gardens is always, it's like the Bible of baking for me. Crisco all the way. Butter crust, the flavor, a lot of people prefer the flavor of solid butter crust if they're done right. Either or, good options. All right, now we're going to get messy for a minute. And this has to cool for 2 hours after you make it so you can roll it, because this would be an absolute disaster trying to roll. If your ingredients, if your Crisco is chilled, or your shortening, I should say, if it's chilled, it's not as sticky when your ingredients. But I'm going to cut this in half. Hey, Feisty. I'll cut it in half and then we'll put it in the fridge. So that's all there is to it. It just makes a big old lump. We'll rip it in half. So that's for 2 crusts. Give me 1 second. And then we'll do the rolls. All right. There's that. Everyone broke up. It's been wild. There's been a lot going on. It's actually craziness. It's kind of interesting. But I think this is just kind of the way, unfortunately, YouTube works. It's your piece. It's not worth it at times. That's what I always tell people. It's the holiday season. People have enough on their plates right now. Yes, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hey, Casey. Hey, try me, bitch. Lefsa. Elizabeth, I'm so jealous right now. I want to come do Lefsa with you. That's a whole hands on deck. So then you just cut it into saran wrap. Just like that. Yeah, I think it is a lot. It's just kind of the way it works. And I think the holiday season brings out people like, you know, I think a lot of people deal with depression and anxiety, and the holidays, it's lonely for a lot of people. A lot of people are grieving the loss of somebody. I think you just see people acting up more than normal, maybe. I don't know. It's just how the universe works. It's not always fun. Hey, Pete. Hey, Tazzy. Hey, y'all. It's good to see you guys. All right. So we got two crusts. They're going to go in the fridge. They have to cool. And if you missed it, here is the other ones I did a little earlier. So these are cooling already. What kind of pie? We are doing apple, pumpkin, and banana. So I have to have 4 crusts. Hey, Lurker. It's fun. Okay, now we're going to get to the fun stuff. Well, those cool. So what I'm going to probably do is I will get the rolls put together, and then I will probably log off, and then I will come back and we'll fill the pies. We'll get them in the oven, and we'll get the rolls punched down, and then they have to rise for an hour after you punch them down. So they have to rise for 90 minutes the first time around, and then they have to rise again for an hour after you spoon them out. Okay, so for this, I use my mixer. So you need yeast. Hold on. Let me switch roll. Ooh, and I found my pumpkin bars. If any of you guys want the pumpkin bar recipe, this is an incredible pumpkin bar, and it's got the cream cheese frosting. So these are the 2 pies that we're doing on top of a pumpkin pie, and I just use canned pumpkin. So those are the 2 pies that we're doing, and I'll make the filling with you guys for the one. Maybe I will just do it in a pre-recorded video. I've made banana cream pudding with you guys before. Stonefly Butterfly, hello. Yeah, feisty. Honestly, it brings out some good memories for sure. Okay, so for this one, we're going to need the glass. Oh, yeah, good idea. Yeah, good idea. I need to do that. So we're going to do 2 cups of milk. And this makes about 24 to 30 rolls, this recipe. And it does not call for gluten. Some of you probably use rolls that have a gluten. I do like the flavor of the ones that call for gluten. I just don't have any on hand. 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast. Actually, grabbed the wrong one. Hold on. Wrong package. Oops. Active dry. And yes, unfortunately, there is a difference. You need the tablespoon. We need to heat our milk. 2 packages. I forget they're 1 tablespoon a package. 2%. You could use, I'm sure you can use other milk too if you wanted to. It's just 2%. Here, I'll show you. Sorry, give me a second. I gotta get my other pack. These little packs, it's 2. I forget they're always a tablespoon. Just typical 2%. That's why I got that out. But I think you could use, I know some people only like whole milk. I've never tried it. We never have it on hand, so. Yeast sticks to everything, and I keep my yeast in the freezer or in the fridge. Okay, I hear you. Other packet in the mixer. I'm going to warm that up a little bit more. It's not quite where I want it to be yet. And we need sugar. So you take your yeast in the bottom of the mixer first. Then we're going to do a 1/4 cup of sugar. We'll just do this one. 1/8 times 2 is 2 1/4. So yeast and a 1/4 cup of sugar. Warm milk. Oh, is that? Yeah, it's warm enough. Okay. Into the yeast and sugar. So you take your milk and add it to the yeast and sugar. Now we're going to mix that up. You need to make sure you get the bottom of the bowl. So I always use a scraper first. You mix it just for a couple minutes. Get that good. Okay, now that's going to sit, and it's going to be, you're going to let it sit for 5 minutes, but it's going to foam up like yeast and sugar. It's called proofing it. It's going to foam. I'll show you guys when it gets to that point. We're going to leave it for like 5 minutes. Yeah, B-Tim, you can review my cooking any day of the week. All right. In the meantime, we will get out. So we need salt, eggs, flour. You need 2 eggs. Hey, Muffin Mouse. Hey, Genty. Tazzy. I don't know who I missed. So we got salt, butter, eggs, and our flour. Okay. So now this is going to sit and warm up. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Hey, Kathy P. So that's what it looks like as it's, can't really see it. So it's going to start to foam. It will a little bit, not terribly, but that's what that will do. This is for the tops of my butter. So I always save the butter, like the little ends, because using 6 tablespoons of it, you still have 2 left. So I just set this to the side because I use it for brushing my rolls. Brushing the tops of them when they're done. Some of you might eat my cooking. B Tim probably wouldn't, because aren't you vegan, B Tim? I think you're vegan. You had to do it by yourself. I know. Well, you missed it. I just made pie crust and I couldn't find my dough hook, my hand dough hook. So I had to use my potato masher. It worked. When in doubt, it works. Okay, so we got 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 large eggs, 6 cups of flour. And we're good to go. So this is going to get foamy. Yeah, it's starting to do it already. It's going to get foamy. Ugh. You guys would eat my cooking? Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Come on over. I got all my stuff for my stuffing. I got my celery, onions. I need to do that too. That's the other thing I need to prep. It's like a watched pot. You just sit here. Wait for it to foam. Do. All right, we're going to need 6 tablespoons of butter. Another time. Salt, butter, eggs, and 5.5 cups of the 6. You're right. They need to be in here helping. They avoid anything that's complicated. They don't like this type of stuff. Plus, I won't let them be on camera, so they're quarantined to the living room. One's upstairs watching her shows, and the other one's in the living room. So we're gonna do this again. They'll get to help do dishes. Kyle's been asking me. Ooh, look at it. It's starting to foam. Starting to foam. So crazy. All right. Yeah. That's why I keep them out there. But keep them off camera. Plus, the one's not interested. They just want to eat. They just want to eat it. That's it. I was too. I was always in the kitchen alongside everybody. But now I do it all on my own. The kids will help clean up though. Okay. It's starting. It's almost there. Maybe we'll go outside for a minute. We'll go outside for a second while it's finishing. Watched pot never boils. Patience, everybody says. How many of you made homemade rolls? Anybody else making rolls? Oh, give me a second. A potato peeler? I know. Oh, peeling potatoes. I have to do all of that. I got to do all that tomorrow. I used to peel potatoes in like 40 pounds at a time when we had the restaurant. I've never peeled so many. I could care less to ever peel a potato again. You would rather help with cleanup or have help with cleanup, but yeah, Stonefly, I do too. I am making my own, not really Tassie. I use the store-bought like bread cubes, and then I make the rest of it myself. Celery, onions, chicken broth, seasonings. I don't like moist dressing. I don't like it when it's like gummy or it's got chicken gizzards or any of that stuff, turkey gizzard, whatever that crap is. I don't like any of that. Some people use the neck and stuff in their gravy or their stuffing. I'm not a fan of that. I also don't like my stuffing inside the bird. I think that's disgusting too. So I make it in its own pan and it's crispy, just the way I like it. Pete, you can't beat that. Hey, YouTube Duckery, you cannot beat the pies from Costco. They're cheap and they're huge. They're amazing taste wise. Not a big fan. I prefer ham, but the fam loved. Oh, we're doing both ham and turkey. I don't like turkey. We've been talking about this. I'm not a turkey fan at all. Dressing? You guys call it dressing? I know that's what goes on the bird. I prefer stuffing outside the bird. I prefer it. Hey, Trenton. Ham is definitely my thing. Mercedes girl, I hear you on that. Hold on. My little one wants to go back in the house. All of this stuff just takes a while because it's like a process. You have to make it, let it cool, make it, let it rise, punch it down, individually pull them out, let them rise again, then bake them. Like all of this stuff is such a process. Tomorrow is the easy thing. You throw the bird in, you get your sides prepped and ready, throw them alongside of it, get your ham done, your turkey done. Boom. It's all easy. How many of you deep fry your turkeys? Have any of you ever deep fried a turkey? I'm scared shitless of doing that, but the best turkey I've ever had was in one of those big, huge deep fryers, like the peanut oil fryers. So damn good. But those things are scary as shit. I want to get my first pie crust done so I can get them filled and set to the side. So the first ones will be for pumpkin and banana cream. The apple will go in. It's just a rotation. Oh, Mercedes, I'm so glad. You do it. Your dad always does it, but you're too scared. Yeah, Casey, I love the flavor of them, but that shit scares me. Oh, Pete. I understand that. I'm so glad you got a break, Mercedes girl. It's different. The older you get, definitely it changes. Things definitely change. How many of you do cranberries? Now, what do you do for cranberries? Do you like the jelly cranberries? Do you like the cranberry sauce? Do you make something with your jelly, like cranberry jelly? Kyle just likes the can of the cranberries, the jelly cranberries cut into little slices, and that's all he likes. He loves it that way. Pies from Costco are there ain't no shame in doing that. No shame in buying pies from Costco. I'm with you guys on that. In fact, I debated on that. Seafood boil and gumbo. Yep. Deep fry them. Oh, smoked turkey. Smoked turkey is really good too. You don't like them, Tazzy? You don't like cranberries at all? Jellied cranberries. You needed a break, yes. A lot of people like real cranberries with the chunks and stuff. Kyle is not a fan of those. Orange juice instead of water. I've heard that's really good. Costco pies are the best. The apple pie from Costco is amazing. Yep, I'm with you, Pete. That's me too. That's what I do. I do everything else, but those, no. How many of you make veggie trays for like snacking before your big dinner? Do any of you do hors d'oeuvres and stuff before your big dinner, or do you just do the big dinner and desserts? I think we always have kind of depended on what time we're eating at. Tomorrow, I'll probably do like a little bit of veggies, carrots, celery, probably some olives, some ranch dip, just for everybody to munch on before. Orange juice and raspberry. Oh, that sounds really good. Try me, bitch. That actually sounds really good. You do cranberry sauce too. Or you're having smoked turkey. See, a lot of people smoke their turkeys. I do it old school. Brianna, we are cheese, crackers, and veggies. Yep. Okay. That's pretty common. Just the 4 of you. Not much. Yep. You don't like turkey. I'm with you on that. Veggie tray and fruit trays for Christmas. Yep. Turkey's just dry. Even if you love it, it's dry. Okay. Let's go back in and wash my hands. It's time. We can dump the rest of the ingredients in it. Okay. Turn my camera back on. All right. Move it so you guys can see. Oh, I've never gotten into charcuterie boards ever. Not a big fan of them myself. I don't like a lot of the stuff that goes in them. So you see how it poofs up? It does the whole poof thing. Okay, now we're going to add the rest of our stuff. We're going to add the salt. Let's do that first. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of salt. So it's 4/2 because I'm using a half. So I'm live. Oh, okay. Drama queen. So we're going to add our salt. Now we're going to add our salted butter, 6 tablespoons of salted butter.
What are you making?
Rolls. There goes that. So that will go in the extra butter dish.
You having fun?
Sure. Eggs. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Eggs. 2 eggs.
Hello. I just played zombies.
You are a zombie.
My finger hurts so bad from pressing.
Carla, all turkey dries out. It's just not my thing, any of it.
Turkey's gross.
I've never liked it. They're saying hi, Kens.
Hello.
All right, now we're going to do 5.5 cups of flour.
Oh, I forgot I'm in the game. I'm so tired.
Okay, there's our flour. For this, I do use the guard because flour likes to spin everywhere. So I start out pretty low because it likes to fly everywhere. Well, that's going. We're going to get a bowl. A bowl. You can take paper towels and put it on. You can use spray or you can just put it on a paper towel and grease your bowl. Okay. let me show you guys what this looks like so far. There's what it starts to look like. We'll let it go for a couple more minutes. You have the same mixer? That's the biggest bucket of flour. It's not even full. I've been cooking a lot, but normally it's pretty full. Okay, that works good for that. Now we're going to add the rest of the flour, which is just a half a cup. So because this is a quarter cup, I'm going to do 2 of them. Okay. There's that. I have one like that for sugar too. You've never seen a flour bucket? No. Really? Okay. Anybody else have? I know some of you have flour buckets and sugar buckets. I can't be alone. Hey, just another troll. I have to. Oh, see, there goes the flour. Even with the guard on, flour goes everywhere. Scrape the sides. Hey, Susie. Oh, it's a Utah thing, is it? Well, my mom had one when I was growing up in North Dakota and Montana, so it can't just be a Utah thing. It's probably a little bit of all over. Maybe it's a restaurant thing. I don't know. I grew up. My grandma had a flour bucket. My mom had a flour bucket. My buckets, I think, are from Winco. They have amazing lids. You just have to remember if you're not going to use it very much, you don't want to fill them up because they only have a certain shelf life. So is that good? Let me give it one more whirl. There we go. All right. Now I'm take my dough hook out. Sorry, I can't stand having flour everywhere. It drives me nuts. Okay, there's that. Now we're going to clean off the dough hook. You guys are going to eat all my bananas. I think I bought 2 of them. All of you are on a banana kick lately. I don't know what's going on with you guys. Potassium. Oh, yeah, you're sore, so that's probably a good idea for you. Dough hook's going to the side. Okay, now let's dump this. Oh, you guys can kind of see it coming out. Okay. So it's just going to go in your bowl because it's going to have to rise until it's doubled in size or around an hour and a half. Usually I like to do this while my oven's on. That way it heats from the bottom side out. Oh, that's a good idea, Susie. So it just goes in your bowl. You got to make sure it's oiled too. And then, where's my potatoes at? Oh, they're upstairs.
What?
Nothing. I'm good. I wanted one of my thinner towels, but this is fine.
I got a beach towel.
No, this is fine. Then just a clean towel to cover it. Set that to the side and let it rise. That's all. That's all there is to it. Well, not really, but. Hey, Mark. Your wife's making pies. What kind of pies is she making, Mark? All right. Clean off my counters. We can put the stuff on the apples now too, I guess, while I have my stuff out. That'll work. We'll do that right quick too. Here, I'll show you. These lids are, so it's not very full. I've been using the crap out of it, but they're the spin and twist. They actually stay on really heavy. They're really nice though, but if I twist it too much, I can't open them. So I have to be careful because then I get stuck and I can't open my flour bucket. So I always have, here, I'll show you what I normally grab. So this is like for cooking. I keep some in these so it's easier to do. Okay, so let's do our apples right quick. So this is the apples for the inside of the apple pie. So I've already peeled and cut them. Yes, they are turning brown because they've been in the fridge. They taste the same. So we're going to do 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Three-quarters of a cup of sugar. 1 tablespoon of flour. One tablespoon of flour. 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. I might have to get my stool out.
Pick you up.
No, thank you. Oh, there it is. I can almost reach it. I got it. I got it on my own. 1/2 teaspoon. And I always pop the lids to do these. And then after you add it, you always do margarine or butter inside of it too. Cinnamon. And then just coat your apples. Ooh, pecan. I found a recipe for my pecan pie today. I haven't made one in a long time. Nobody here really eats it. Kyle's not a big nut person, so. I knew he was going to say something or make some sort of noise. So you just coat your apples with all of the goodies. Yes, that does help them from going brown. It does. Potatoes. That's why I do potatoes the day of. Usually I never tend to peel them. I have the bags of them over here. Getting ready to peel. I made mashed potatoes the other night. Oh, I made fried chicken the other night. That was actually really good.
Oh, good.
I was unsure of what to make for dinner, and I just took some chicken breasts and breaded them and threw them in the oven with some margarine on the pan, a sheet pan, and made fried chicken breasts. And then I made mashed potatoes and corn to go with it. It was actually really good. Okay, so now the filling is made. 7-Up in your cake mix. It does make the cake moist. I'm not I don't use it very often, but a lot of people do. A lot of people like sour cream in their cake mixes too. Put that back in. They're almost ready. Those are almost ready to roll, but not quite. So now we just wait. Now we got to wait an hour and a half. So 5 o'clock, the rolls, I'll punch the rolls down and separate them out individually into, I'm just going to use these pans. Kyle went and got me some for my rolls. So I'll just do 12 in each or 15, whatever works out. If there's 30 or 24, I'll just put them in these and bake them. And then they raise for an hour after you punch them down, after you individually ball them out. What else? Oh, when I'm ready to roll the pie crust, maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll roll the pie crust and fill the pies. I need to make the pie filling. Maybe I'll just do a video and post it because I got to do the inside of the pumpkin pie and the banana cream pie, which are both, I make a homemade pudding for that. So, but we got all of that done so far. We got our pie crust done and our rolls. So there's the rolls. They will just sit here on the stove and rise. I got my rolling pin ready. Ready to go. And that's about it. Now we just wait. Now it's boring. Now it's like, what do you do? Just sit here and twiddle your thumbs. Oh, I guess I could put this stuff in that fridge. Can of pumpkin. Sweetened condensed milk. Ocean spray cranberries. Pineapples for the ham. Me and my cans of everything. Oh, somebody was asking me too on my glaze for my ham. It's ground mustard, brown sugar, pineapple juice, and you put it on your ham 45 minutes before it's done. Put those in there. I guess I should figure out what we're doing for dinner. You don't think you've ever had pecan pie? I'll put the salt back up. All right. Well, that's that, friends. That's it. Until they're ready to roll out, I can't really do anything else. Have fun, Stonefly. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Thank you, Lutins, Gluttons, Glutton for Punishment. I don't. You're going to end up with a nickname. Me and my butchering of everybody's names. Okay, so I'll figure out how to do this so I can come back. Maybe what I'll do is I'll roll my 2 unfilled crusts and get those cooked so I can do the pudding or the inside with you guys. Because one has to pre-cook for the banana cream. That one has to pre-cook the pumpkin. You add it all together. Maybe that's what I'll do. And then I'll come back and do that with you guys and hopefully have the rolls ready to punch down or something. It's a pain in the ass to space this all out because I'd be here for 12 hours with you guys trying to get this all done. But it's worth it. And yes, my pantry, I'll show you guys that too, because that's something that somebody always asks me. Somebody always asks me afterwards, is your pantry organized? Yes, it is. Mostly. For the most part. I try to keep it organized. It's French. Oh, that's why I'm butchering it. You'll just have to excuse me. It's the hair. Ooh, y'all, I got it ready. We're getting, if you're going to make caramels and stuff with me, just advice before we get there, get your silicone molds off of Amazon or wherever you get them, but you're going to want silicone molds if you're going to make caramels and stuff with me. Almond roca is just a heavy cookie sheet, just a heavy bottom cookie sheet. You need a heavy bottom pan, a really heavy bottom pan, not a thin one. You'll need that. What else? I think that's it. That's all I can think of right now. You can't do cranberry or ham glaze. Brown sugar glaze. I love glaze. I'm going to try a little bit of, somebody said to do a little bit of syrup on a portion of it, just regular maple syrup. So I'm going to try it and see. I'm going to do a little section of the ham and we'll see what it turns out like. Not really sure, but we're going to try it. Okay, y'all, I'll be back in a little bit and we'll do something with pies. If not, I'll just do videos and show them, put them up for you guys. But if you want, here's the banana cream pie recipe, the pudding recipe. So it's 3/4 cup of sugar, a 1/3 cup of flour, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You whisk that together in the bottom of your pan. Then you add 2 eggs, 2 cups of milk. You cook it on medium heat. When it's done cooking, you add 2 tablespoons of margarine. You remove it from the heat. Once it starts to set up into pudding, you remove it from the heat, add your margarine or butter, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Then you let it cool a little bit and you chop your bananas directly into it and then put it in a baked pie crust. That's it. And then your whipped topping on top. And you can make homemade whipped topping or boughten. Either or. That's all there is to that too. Yes, I will. Yes. Do you want? I will absolutely post the recipes. Yep. I think there is a banana. I think I've done the banana cream pie one in a video before, but I'll post them again. I'll do them in the community tab for you guys for sure. Do you guys want the pie crust recipe too that I used? I can do 2 different. Oh, I can actually do 3. I can do a Crisco only. I can do the butter only and the mixed one. There's 3 different crusts that people rotate between. These are the simple ones, but I can do those too. I'll put that up too. And I'll put the pumpkin pie recipe up too. Well, Drake, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. All right, y'all. I will see you guys after a bit. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your day and stay out of trouble. I hear that there's an interview coming up in 23 minutes that could be a shit show of epic proportion. I don't know about y'all, but I'm definitely going to be watching in the bushes because it's probably going to be Boston cream pie. I don't know if I know what that is. Now I got to look it up. I've heard about it before. I think. Let me look and see what it is. Boston cream. Oh, it's got a filling. Ooh. Kind of looks like a Boston, like what are those eclairs that have the filling in them? It's going to be a dumpster fire for sure. It will. I've never had one of those. That looks good though. That looks really good, Mark. Butter, egg yolks, sugar, cornstarch, salt. Doesn't sound too hard either. Sounds like it might be a little difficult to get the cream to set up the right way. Maybe we'll have to try one of those. All right, y'all. I will see you guys after a bit. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you're cooking, don't stress yourself out. Just go with the flow. And if you're buying dinner, enjoy. Take the time off. If you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, have a wonderful day. Don't let the holidays stress you out because it gets stressful for everybody. See ya.